So we're gonna start standing for just a moment. So right here, I'm gonna move right just to the center of my mat and bring my feet, whoa, lightheaded, all the way together. And take a second to just press your heels down into the floor and spread the balls of the feet. So you're opening up your feet, spread your toes out on the floor, and just feel a little bit of width in your feet. So as you're developing, uncovering that width there in your own 2 feet, then I want you to think about length up through the legs. So your shin bones lengthening up, your femur bones lengthening up. Good, the tailbone pulling down, allowing your spine to then also lengthen. Good, and then move the chin in slightly, and that's gonna allow you to lengthen in the back of the neck. Good, so right here, roll your thumbs in for a moment. Do a little internal rotation of your femur bones, humerus bones, que digo yo, and then abrimos, open your arms here for just a moment. So we're gonna roll in and exhale, come out. Roll in, rolando adentro y afuera. Good. And then from here, let's take a little pause and exhale, sweep, bring your 2 arms up, take your gaze to your thumbs. Good, exhale, bend the knees coming down, and then we're just gonna repeat that a few times, really continuing to feel your weight spread through your feet, the thighs moving back, and then the thighs moving vertical. So inhale, inspirando arriba, expirando abajo, lowering down, inspirando arriba, so you're inhaling up, and exhaling all the way down. Try this just a couple more times. Inspirando arriba, expirando abajo, inspirando arriba. This time, hold down here for a moment. Place your hands on the 2 thighs. Estiramos arriba. You're going to stretch your head and your tailbone, your coccyx arriba. And then exhale, bajando. So you're going to lower them down. Subimos la cabeza, lift the head, lift your tail. And exhale, lower them, bajando. And as you do, you'll feel some rounding there in your back, all the way through the back as the navel pulls in, ombligo adentro. Good, one more time, inspirando arriba, expirando, bajando. This time, stretch up, feel for a moment a little flat back, sweep the arms out to the side. Your knees can be soft, and then potentially you can lengthen them. And you can take just a little pulse there through the legs a few times, holding the back nice and long. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the palms together. Arriba. Good. And then you're going to fold, tap one elbow to knee. Inspira arriba, and then codo a la rodilla, and then an elbow to your knee. Inspirando arriba, expira abajo. Good, inhale up, exhale down, inhaling up. Good, still feeling that width. Los in your feet, los pies anchos. Good, and try that one more time, each direction. Good. Inhale. Now let's come all the way up. Exhale, the arms float to your sides. Now you'll inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, lift. Subimos los talones, lift your heels as your arms float down. So we're going to inhale, arms up, brazos arriba. Exhale, all the way, talones arriba. Y ahora, brazos arriba. Good. Y ahora, talones arriba. Good. Let's try that a couple more times. Inhale, just waking up. El equilibrio. Good. Del cuerpo. One last time. Hold up here for a moment. Take your gaze, la vista sobre el hombro. Gaze over your shoulder. Sobre otro Inhale por el centro, mentón arriba, chin up. Y ahora mentón abajo, chin down. Muy bien, let's leave your pies en el piso, leave your feet now on the floor. Open your toes. Good. And then let's exhale, sweep. Take your two arms up for a moment. Good. And exhale, release, coming right back down. Just a couple rounds here. Inhale up. Los brazos. And then exhale, lengthening your knees. Alargando las rodillas. Good. Down and up just a few times here. Waking up your Achilles, your calf. Good. Let's inhale, take a pause with the arms up. Exhale, take the hands to your low back, la espalda inferior. And then you're going to lower down for a moment. Good. So now from here, bring your hands to the floor, walk the hands slightly out. Let your sits bones come down and your esternón adelante. So this will help your balance. The further your hands are from your torso, if you want to challenge your balance, bring your hands closer. Y ahora estiramos arriba. So lift the thigh bones all the way up, stretch, melting out your low back. Inhale, bajando la pelvis. Good. Exhale, pushing the heels, empujando los talones en el piso. Good. Inhale up. Estirando la garganta. Stretch your throat. Good. Como una rana, like a little frog. Una ranita. And then from here, you're going to just see about for a moment, ¿dónde está tu equilibrio? Can you balance here? Just over your two talones, over your two sitting bones. Can you get a cup of coffee? There's a mime. That's a coffee mime. Good. Guys, never too early to mime, my friends. There we go. All right. Exhale. Bringing your two hands down and stretching all the way up. Softening the knees slightly as you bring yourself back to standing position. Let's open our two legs a little bit more. Bend the knees, sweeping the arms out side to side. Stretch and reach one leg and then the other. So I want you to feel your costillas, your ribs are going to stay right here lined up with your cadera or caderas, como tú quieras. However you want to say it, your ribs stay lined up with your hips. And then también la clavícula, your collarbones, stay right over the ribs. Good. So you have one long torso que está moviendo con las rodillas. So it's moving with your knees, with your legs. And if you want to extend your arm as you come over, como no? Beautiful. Again, still feeling your weight. Round, ground, and down. Excellent. So now pause. Two knees bend a little deeper. Try that just a few times. Remember, piernas están abriéndose. So you're opening your legs, right? The thighs move out as you lift. Thighs move out as you lift. Good. Let's hold down here for a moment. One elbow taps the knee. Y arriba, codo a rodilla. Good. Codo a rodilla, tapping the knee. Codo a rodilla. Good. Y arriba. Codo a rodilla y arriba. It's like a little rhyme. Good. Try this just a couple more times. Dos, tres más. Como no? Muy bien. And from here, manos a tu muslos. Take your hands to the thighs. Sweep one shoulder across your body. Y arriba, otro hombro. Cruce el cuerpo. Y arriba. Good. Try this just dos, tres más. Y arriba. Muy bien. Good. Let's go one more time. Este lado. Good. Inhale, sweep, take your two arms up. This time, turn desde el pie adelante. So you're going to turn your toes to face forward. And we're gonna exhale, cruzamos el cuerpo. You're gonna stretch, reach across the body. Keep lifting your tailbone, your low back area. Nos inspiramos y miramos arriba, stretch all the way up till you feel. So when you come to stand, feel your abdominal wall stretch and open. Y vamos a hacerlo otro lado. You're gonna try that on the other side. Inspira arriba, stretch, estirando los dedos atrás, stretch your fingers back. And then exhale, cruzamos. Muy bien. So now I want you to bend the knee as you sweep across the body and up. Bend the knee, just making this a little more dynamic. Remember, push through the feet as you're lifting your body. So think your torso comes up and the heels push down. Good. Try this just a couple more times. Good. And now from here, take a little pause on this side. Big twist, open, open, open. Super, super bien. And now from here, exhale, lifting up, stretching, estirando las abdominales. Otro lado. Good. Open, take your gaze up to the fingertips behind you. Los dedos arriba en el aire. Good. Y arriba otra vez. Muy bien. So now from here, I'm going to turn towards my right leg. So I'm going to get my two caderas. Hips are going to face the same direction as my right leg, or you go to your left if it's easier just to mirror me. So here we go. You're going to inhale, take a big stretch into a warrior one. Exhale, lengthen right back up. Try that a couple more times. Doblando la rodilla y arriba. Good. Doblando la rodilla y arriba. Now, you're going to bend this knee, come back into a warrior one. Take opposite elbow. So codo opuesto a la rodilla. Good. Try a couple more. Codo opuesto a la rodilla. Good. One more time. Beautiful. And then you can kind of hang out just here for a moment. Continuing, vamos a continuar estirando los dedos del pie. So keep stretching your toes. Muy bien. And then push. Remember, push through your feet para levantar. All right, so we're going to try. Vamos a intentar esta secuencia en otro lado. So you're going to try this on the other side. So, doblando la rodilla, bending the knee, and then estirando el talón abajo. You're stretching your back heel back. Good. Bend, bend, bend. So remember, as you bend into this warrior one, your whole front body stretches. Make that your intent there. Vamos a hacerlo otra vez. Muy bien. Good. Y última vez. This is our last time. Última vez. Good. Now from here, codo a tu rodilla. You're going to take your elbow to your knee, codo opuesto. So remember, this is opposite elbow to knee. Keep stretching through the toes. Good. Try this just a couple more times. Beautiful. And now vamos a bajar y nos quedamos aquí. Stay here for just a moment. Estirando, you can take your gaze up a tu pulgar. You can take your gaze to your thumb. Sigue estirando. Muy bien. Empujamos por los pies. You're going to push through your feet to bring yourself back up. Your back foot, step it in. And then let's gira. Turn around. Dar una vueltita. And then we're going to come and start walking our way out on the mat. So, los brazos arriba. Take your arms up. Muy bien. And now from here, let's take a nice long forward bend. Doblamos. Estiramos. And then nos miramos arriba. Let's look up, 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 up. And again, feel your espalda estirando. Feel your back stretching as you look up. And then let's walk our hands out. Let's go derecha, izquierda, derecha, izquierda. Lift your tailbone. Empujamos por, bueno, plantas del pie. Push through the balls of your feet. Reach your heels back behind you. Y estiramos muy bien aquí. Big stretch here. Good. So now inhale. And you're going to exhale. Bring your weight forward towards a plank pose. Exhale, reach the weight back. So bringing your weight forward, finding a little plank. Now reaching your weight back. One more time. Reaching, coming forward. Now exhale, bringing that weight back. This time, doblamos las rodillas. This time, bend your knees. Reach your hips back. 2, 3. Oh, goodness. Feel that stretch in your axilas, in your armpits. Y desde aquí, you're going to bring your hip bones a little bit closer to your wrists. Good, your muñequitas. Good, bajando en child's pose, la postura del niño. And then exhale, bring your cadera un poco más cerca del piso. Bring your hips down to the floor. Y atrás. Good, down towards the floor. Y atrás. Última vez, abajo. And now from here, from bringing your hips down, lift them up. Lift to a plank just by straightening your knees. Lift your 2 hips. This time, raise the right leg. Good, bend the right knee. Place your foot here back behind your right hand. Plant the back heel. So the heel comes into the floor y vamos a subir. You're going to lift up. This time, bring your hands to your low back and stretch all the way out nice and long over this leg. Parsvottanasana. Muy bien. And then from here, bring your opposite hand. So the hand of your back leg comes next to your front foot, pie adelante, and then stretch your arm back. So now we're doing Parivrtta Trikonasana. Muy bien, and now from here, let's bend. So you're going to take that arm back down. Bend your front knee, doblamos la rodilla. Now if you can, lift your back leg, take a little weight there. See about finding yourself moving through warrior 3, hands on your low back. Si quieres intentarlo, you can always just put your back foot down. Beautiful. We're going to try one more thing. Take your 2 hands to the floor. And now the hand of the front foot is going to reach back behind you. Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana. Wala la la la. Bend the knee. Take the arm down. Exhale, subimos otra vez. Giramos, damos una vueltita. Baila, baila, baila un poco. Everybody dance it out just a hair. Y sabes que vamos a hacerlo otro lado. So now we're going to do all that on the other side. Más o menos. Okay. So now inhale. Los brazos arriba. Take your 2 arms up. Exhale, doblamos otra vez. Good, shake your head no here, nod it, yes, yes, yes. So really feel the back of your neck releasing. Mientras también las piernas, while your legs are also releasing in this long posición. Good. Nos miramos arriba, let's look up. And then stretch también, isquiones, take your sitting bones up. Okay, so now we're going to walk our hands out till we find a plank pose. Let's go. Izquierda, derecha, izquierda, derecha. Good. And then from here, exhale, your tailbone comes down. Y subimos. You're going to lift right back up. Good. Vamos a bajar. Good, and now this time, if you like, let your tailbone come down, so you move more into an up dog position. Remember, just control, this should be slow weight that you control. Tú puedes controlar mientras estás bajando, while you're lowering. So that one more time, inhale, exhale, find the plank, and then find a little up dog. So just notice what shifts. Pour through your shoulders. Pause here. And Adho Mukha Svanasana, raise your left leg all the way up. Doblamos la rodilla, bend the knee. Place your left foot here, back behind your hand. Plant the back toes so that the toes turn slightly out. The heel pushes, está empujando en el piso. So to lift up, empujamos los dos talones. You're going to push two heels to bring yourself up. Good. Exhale. Bueno, nos ponemos las manos aquí en la espalda inferior. You're going to put your hands on your low back. And then desde aquí doblamos el torso en la dirección de la pierna. You're going to take your torso and bend. Good. So try to activate. Vamos a activar las dos rodillas. You're going to activate your two knees. Relaxing your head, letting it come down. Muy bien, desde aquí, from here, I'm just going to take the hand of my back leg comes down, and then desde aquí, and then I'm going to take my top arm, stretch up. So now I'm estirando en la dirección de la pierna adelante. So now I'm stretching in the direction of my front leg. Good. Opening the chest, abriendo el pecho. Estirando atrás, stretching your hips atrás. Beautiful. Dos brazos abajo. So now you're going to take two arms down for a moment. And now, if you'd like, bend your front knee. And you can start to activate your back leg, lifting it up. And if you feel comfortable, you can lift, if you'd like, into a warrior three. Exhale, bringing your two hands back down, really stretch through your back leg. And then the arm of your front leg can lift up, girando la dirección de la pierna. You're going to turn towards that leg, Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana. And then voila, bring that leg in and allow your low back to release fully, completamente. Aquí ya está. Okay, I'm feeling like I'm warmed up enough to perder los calcetines, to lose my socks. Good. Let's exhale, push through the feet, bring ourselves up. Good, so now stay right where you are, and we're gonna work through an external hip rotation sequence from this position. So, nos levantamos los brazos, bring your arms up, and then desde aquí bajamos. You're gonna lower down. Now from here, bend your two knees, step your right foot, your left foot back. Now lower your knees, and then desde aquí, take just a few little push-ups, waking up your shoulders. Good, nice, small, steady, easy, even. Beautiful. And then exhale, lift, lift, lift your hips. Big stretch up. Good. So this time with the left leg lift. La pierna izquierda arriba. Bend the knee. So stay here in this pose if this is the pose of your dreams, or flip the dog coming all the way over. Good. And then from here, exhale, returning back to that position. Now you're going to take your left foot back behind your left hand. Turn your back toes out, spiraling up. Voila, la, 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 warrior two. So get as much space between your feet as feels good to you here. Take a big breath. Make sure your knee, rodilla abierta. Good. And then exhale. Bring your same hand, la mano a tu tobillo. Same hand to your ankle. Stretch your top arm over. Utthita Hasta, Parsvottanasana. Go ahead, now stretch and extend this leg. Afuera, afuera. Good, stretch it out. Good, this is now Trikonasana. Good, stay in this pose if it's going great, or take your top hand to your cadera. Bend your back knee, step that foot in. Good, and now your left hand can reach all the way out. And then exhale, lift that back leg up. Good, so Ardha Chandrasana. And then, okay, we're gonna try something. It might be a total bust because I don't know how long it's been since I've done this. But if you like, so from this position, you can stay where you are, or take your hands, bind behind. So you just take this, two hands together behind your back with one arm looped around your front leg. Now soften both knees, step your back foot in a little bit. And now you just practice transferring that weight onto that foot, coming to standing. And then if you like, extend the knee joint, release, come down, baila, baila, baila. So now you're just gonna dance it to the other side of your mat. We'll do something más o menos igual. So we're gonna try more or less the same thing on this side. Nagin, I wanna know how that went for you after class, because it's been a while since we've done that sequence. Like maybe almost a year. Inhale, unless you're doing it on your own time and I didn't know about it. And take your arms all the way up, estirando. Muy bien. And now from here, vamos a bajar. You're just gonna lower down. So now once again, from this position, you can bend the knees, step your feet back. Good. And then just take like 5 little micro push-ups here in a long plank. More important to keep your head lifted, your spine long, than to do a big fancy push-up. Good, exhale, subimos. You're gonna lift la pelvis arriba. Lift your pelvis all the way up. Lift the thigh bones. Estirando muy bien. Eso, so now from here, go ahead, bend your right knee. Lift it up and just allow that leg to stretch. Stay there. That's the pose of your dreams. Or you can girar, you can turn out and open into a little back bend. From there, we're gonna exhale, return all the way back up. Good, now from here, if you'd like, let your right hand come behind your right foot, turn your left toes all the way out, afuera, afuera. Good, and then we'll spiral our arms up into a warrior 2. So you can separate your feet a little bit more here if you like. Abriendo los brazos, opening your arms. Good. Getting a deep bend in this knee, but keeping your shin bone, la espinilla vertical. You want to keep your shin bone vertical. Okay, vamos a bajar aquí el torso. You're going to take your torso down, top arm sobre la cabeza. So you're going to take your top arm over your ear. Good, estirando muy bien. Good, desde aquí. So from here now, lift that arm mientras estirando el muslo while you're stretching your thigh. Abriendo el pecho. Good. Check your neck. Eso. And now from here, go ahead, take your top hand to your hip, la cadera. And then we're gonna exhale, bend that knee, step it in just a little bit. Now this bottom hand that's on your front foot, let it walk out just a little. I'm gonna move slightly. Exhale, lift your left back leg, mueve la pierna, atrás. Go big long stretch, Ardha Chandrasana. Perhaps taking your top arm up. Exhale, lower that leg down. Hand here into your top hip. Good, so now this arm, once again, we're gonna wrap it through. Good, just relax for a moment. And then if you'd like, step your back foot in. Gather your breath. And exhale, lift, lift, lift. Stretch and extend. La pantorrilla. Eso! Wow! Doblamos la rodilla. Oh, my enthusiasm knocked you over. I'm sorry. Muy bien. Now shake all of that off. Okay, that's a good segue into doing a couple other balancing poses. Aquí levantado. So we're going to try a couple other balancing poses here. Okay, so I'm going to take weight onto my right foot, lift my left leg. So if this is all you do, work on holding this one leg up, that's great. Now if you can grab onto the big toe, excellent. And then from here, see about stretching the leg out. Just hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now if you like, try opening the leg to the side. 5, 4, 3. So again, this could be done with a bent knee. 2, 1. Bringing the leg back, facing forward. Let it go, hold it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you can do that sequence, mientras tomando café, pues tú eres el/la experto, experta. Okay, let's try that on the other side. So I'm gonna put my weight here on the other foot and lift my leg. Good, grab onto the big toe. Good, holding here for just a moment. Si quieres, if you want, extend. Vamos a estirar afuera la pierna, stretch the leg out. Good, hold for a couple breaths. Good, and then when you feel ready, whoa! When you feel ready, some of you are so much more ready than me, stretch that leg out to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the leg right back in. Exhale, extending, arms up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, my poor left side, so weak. Okay, so once again, just shake that out of the legs just a little bit. We're gonna practice a standing forward bend. But everybody just check in, make sure your hips stay loosey, loosey, goosey. Good, all right, so from here, let's place one ankle to thigh. So this is version 1, or if you'd like, you can take the foot all the way up to the hip crease. So inhale, los brazos arriba, you can take the arm up. So this is just a deeper stretch for your hip. The other version, más relajada. Good, so just work on standing here, or take 2 hands down to the floor. Good, breathe. Good, and then exhale, bring yourself back up to standing. Woo. Exhale, release the leg. And once again, just lightly kind of dance your weight on the leg. Bailando, bailando, bailando. So it's really important to stay relaxed. Okay, vamos a intentar lo otro lado. We're going to try it on the other side. And now remember, foot to the thigh. It's just a kind of easier stretch here. It's a more relaxed stretch of the hip. And then if you want to bring it up to the hip crease, it's just more intense for the hip and the knee. So know where you want to be. Good. Now push the foot and the thigh together, arms up, and then stay upright or find a forward bend if you'd like. So es tu opción. It's como tú quieras. It's whatever you want to do. Good. Give it just a couple little breaths. Muy bien, and now from here, let's exhale, bring ourselves arriba otra vez, desdoblar la rodilla. You're gonna unfold the leg, take your weight a little bit side to side. Muy bien. Okay, so now we're gonna start working on a little bit of a headstand. All right, so I'm putting a blanket here in the center of my mat. And the idea is that you want this surface to be very, very plano. You want it to be very flat, very even. From here, so again, I just want to remind everybody, you don't have to go into a headstand if you don't want to go into headstand today. So there's lots of things that you can work on that are good preps / modifications of headstands. So you could begin now with your forearms kind of anchored into the floor. That's feeling good. Maybe walk your knee a little bit back. Good, and just work on feeling your shoulders, stabilizing your body. Be rocking this weight a little bit back and forth. Es un buen uso de tu tiempo. Good. Now, if you want to put your head on the floor, interlace your fingers, making like a little mold almost for the back of your skull with your hands. Keep pushing the arms down deep. So you feel la estabilidad. You're going to feel the stability in your shoulders. Take the top of your head down. And once again, I want you to rock your weight. And the idea is you're going to find really what the top of your head is. And that's where there's the least amount of pressure on your neck and the most surface of your head kind of connected to the floor. So that everybody's head shape is different, and that is going to impact how you experience a headstand, just FYI. So now when you've got as much of your head on the floor and your neck feels long and not strained at all, then take your 10 toes and push down, lift your pelvis up. So everybody could practice this. Could also practice in this position, lifting your head off of the floor. So you really feel that deep engagement of your shoulders. Now one leg could come in. Now the opposite leg could come in. So you could come back down to the mat, try all of that again. Or if you'd like, take a little weight into your forearms by bringing your knees in closer to your chest. And if you're feeling stable, lift the two legs up. And then slowly bend the knees, release, come down, take a stretch. So let your head come down towards the mat. Your chest open up. Good, another great way to stretch out your neck here. Come into a forward bend. And then really let the back of the neck release. I'm even aiding that release by putting a hand here, the back of my head. And let the whole head go. Muy bien. Now from here, we're gonna try a little bit of shoulder stand. So what we'll do is take your blanket and fold it up once again. So you just want to make an edge here. And I'm going to come let my head be off of my blanket, but my shoulders and shoulder blades on the blanket. So that's like this. Okay, and you can really feel your shoulder blades tuck in. And I got my knees over my chest, so maybe hang out here for a moment. Just press your arm bones down into the floor and appreciate having a little length in the back of the neck. So what I mean is if you're here, you can put one finger, un dedo, on your cervical vertebra C7. So C7 is that big knobby vertebra. It's easy to find. And then from there, I just want you to feel a nice neutral curve of your neck up, right? So if you don't want to work on shoulder stand today, just work on appreciating here your cervical curve. All right, so we don't want to disrupt that when we lift. So I'm pressing my arm bones into the floor. They're tucked in at my sides. Your gaze is right above you. And I'm going to use my belly muscles to lift my torso up, my tailbone and pelvis up, so that I'm coming into Halasana. So in Halasana pose, I'm going to stretch out my back for a moment. Let my body get comfortable being, bueno, con la cabeza abajo with your head down, la pelvis arriba. Muy bien. And then from here, you can doblar, you can fold your elbows. Y vamos a poner las manos en la cadera. Then you'll put your hands on your hips. So una pausa aquí, pause here. And then doblamos las rodillas. You're going to bend the knees. And then begin to bring your knees over your hips. And then stretch and extend las piernas arriba. So I can feel my pelvis is slightly back. And as I'm feeling more comfortable, I can walk my hands on my back and actually bring my pelvis more forward and my legs back. Good. And then when I've had enough practicing this pose, I'm just going to let my thighs come down, return to that rollover position, allow my hands, arms to relax, and then slowly let the bones of my back return to the floor. So just remember, coming in and out of a pose is sometimes when we can do some damage. So you want to think, always moving slowly, letting your body adjust to what you're asking it to do. So take a second here with top of your head, press into the floor and lift la scapula. So you're going to lift your scapula up. This is sort of the base of Matsasana, fish pose, which is a wonderful counter here to Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. Good. Good. And then from here, I'm going to let the top of my head come down. This will really stretch my throat. This is a lovely pose for the endocrine system, for your lymphatic system, and sistema lympático. Good. And then if you'd like, stretch your two legs out. Good. And then from here, you're going to bend the knees. Otra vez. Come all the way back down. Last pose we'll do is a back bend Urdhva Dhanurasana. So we'll start with Sarvangasana, bringing your hands here towards your ankles, your heels, your talones, tobillos. And then from there, exhale, lift your pelvis all the way up, feeling your omoplatos, your shoulder blades, squeezing, pulling together, la columna arriba, lifting your spine. Should feel like a stretch for your knees. Your knees are parallel, tracking together. Excellent. So practice that pose again if that's what your body needs this morning, or if you'd like to practice taking your hands, manos a tus tobillos, hands to your ankles, can be here for a moment. And then empujamos, then push your pelvis arriba, la pelvis arriba otra vez. And your brazos abajo. So think heels push down, arms push down, la pelvis arriba. Good. Give this a few breaths. Good. And then when you feel ready, exhale, release, coming down. So for our full wheel, Urdhva Dhanurasana, your brazos al lado de las orejas. You're going to take your arms alongside the ears for a moment. Then draw the arms back. And take a second to wake up your wrists in this position. So put a hand, so your fingertips are facing back towards the body. I want you to really deeply push. Just practice the action before you do anything else. So what would it take really to lift your shoulder blades? You don't want the arms to bow out. You notice if your elbows go out, then the weight of your body goes to your manos, goes to your hands, the outside of the hands, and that's not good. You want to feel the elbows adducting. You want to feel them pull in la dirección del cuerpo, so towards your body. So now empujamos los pies abajo. Push your feet down, lift the pelvis. Stay there, and then perhaps lift up to the top of your head. And once again, that same energy system, push your feet down while you're estirando los brazos, while you're stretching your arms. Let's take 10 breaths in any back bend. Long exhales will help you be here more comfortably. Good. Remember, where do you want your weight in your hands, your wrists, etc.? Aim for the center there. Good. And then when you feel ready, vamos a relajar. You're going to relax. Take your hands, especially if that feels tight on your wrists. Turn your hands inward here at your rib cage and las costillas. Y estiramos. You're stretching your hand kind of back towards the body just to counter what we've already done there. Let me see how much time we have. Wonderful. So last little pose we'll practice today is Yoga Nidrasana. And we haven't done this in a while. We've done a lot of things we haven't done in a while, so this will feel good. So you don't have to get up. What we're gonna do, Yoga Nidrasana is like pose of sleep. And it's a big hip opener. So all kinds of variations here. A lot of times in yoga classes, they call like getting into it from a little Supta Baddha Konasana, like your baby pose, your happy baby. So just externally rotate your hips. This will feel nice after your back bend. Good. And then I want you to practice stretching one leg up, bending the knee, letting it come un poco más cerca de la cabeza. So you're going to let your knee bend, come right back down. Stretch the opposite leg up. Bring it right in. Good. So just let this stretch your hips. So remember, this very well may be the pose of your dreams. This might be all you want to do. You may want to experiment with the idea that you could put your head here in the crook of your arm. And this is going to really deeply stretch your hip. As you come lowering back down. Like so, release. Go ahead, try it on the other side. This is a little prep for Yoga Nidrasana. So you've just lifted your head, taken your arm behind you, and hooked down. Good, and that will stretch your hips. So remember, if you're like, nope, my hips don't do this, I'm not interested in that, just stay here, jugando con los deditos del pie, playing with your toes. So if your arm goes back there, you may find your leg can go back there as well. Good, so just see what happens. Vamos a experimentar. Just gonna experiment. You don't have to force anything, obviously. Good, now if that went well, vamos a intentarlo con otra pierna. You're gonna try with the other leg. Good. All right, grand finale. Hook your two legs together, bring them up, and I'll see if the head comes in between your two legs, entre las piernas, and then you can bring your hands together on your back. The reason why this is called pose of sleep is that it should actually be relaxing once you're here. Imagínate. So give it a few breaths wherever you are. Exhale, release. Take your knees to one side. If you have questions about that pose, we can talk about it in just a moment. Take your knees to the opposite side. Big twist. Muy bien. And now you're going to let the legs come down to the floor. Heels can fall in. Your toes can fall out. La escápula junta. Palmas arriba. Well, let's just spend a couple minutes being presente con nuestra respiración. So present with your breathing. So with each inhale, I want you to discover where there might be a lingering tension in your brain or in your body. Hold that inhale for a moment and then exhale with the intention of letting that tension go. Keeping with that pattern, finding tension just with your mind through that inhale. Find a long, slow exhalation. And then when you feel ready, just begin to wiggle. Vamos a mover. Dedos de la mano, dedos del pie. Move your hand, your fingers, move your toes. Y circulamos las muñecas también, los tobillos. So circle your wrists, circle your ankles. Y vamos a abrazar las rodillas sobre el pecho. You're going to hug your knees over your chest. Giramos a la derecha, a la izquierda. Giramos a tus lados. So fold to your side. Y nos sentamos arriba. Y nos sentamos juntos. So we're going to sit up, sit together. Just a moment con las palmas juntas. Bring your palms together. Bow the head. Doblamos el cuello. Bajando la cabeza. Cerramos los ojos. Close your eyes. Your practice is a gift. Tu práctica es un regalo. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Enjoy your day. Disfruta el día. Namaste. Ya está.